everybody, welcome back. It's me, Lauren, and today we are back in the kitchen and I'm going to be showing you how to make some pot stickers, but instead of the traditional dough, we're going to go ahead and use a cabbage. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half and then try to get the big pieces out, and depending on how many pieces I get, that'll be how many I can make. We are going to stuff it with some ground beef. So I have that. We're gonna put some broccoli in it, soy sauce, sesame seed oil, and some spices. So I'll show you how I get started. So we are back, and as you saw, I got my cabbage nice and pulled off, and you're just gonna wanna get as many pieces as you can that are big. If you pull from where you cut it from, it tends to be a little bit easier, but some are big and some are small. So here we have a pot of water, which is coming to a boil. Once that does boil, we're gonna go ahead and put these pieces of cabbage in there, and we're gonna wanna leave them in for about 3 to 4 minutes until they get nice and steamed. So I'll show you how that goes. All right, so as our cabbage is over here steaming, we're gonna go ahead and make the meat mixture. So I have about a 1/4 cup of green onions here chopped. I used 2 of them, 2 stalks. So you'll wanna put that in there. And then a pound of meat. I went ahead and got this from the store, so I'll just put that in there. And then you are going to wanna get 1/2 teaspoon of sesame seed oil. If you don't have this, it's not too necessary, but I do use it a lot for egg rolls in a bowl, things like that. So we got that poured, and then you are going to want 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Now with this, you're gonna wanna incorporate it with your hand, and then you're just gonna wanna make little links, and with that, you will be able to fry them, and then we'll stuff our cabbage rolls at the end. So I'll show you how I mix this. So now that our little meats are done, and I only did a few of them, but I did them pretty fast, so it did take longer. But whatever size you want, I just figured I had some really big pieces of cabbage that I could fill. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a piece of lettuce or cabbage. So I'm gonna grab a piece of cabbage, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab a piece of the meat. I'm gonna put it in there. And then you'll see me fold this up. Like so. It looks pretty good and well covered. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a toothpick, stab it in there, and we'll continue, and then we'll fry these up. All right, so we have just about all of these done here, and I went ahead and secured them with a toothpick, and you can just roll them as best as you can. Try securing the edges, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish my last few pieces of meat here, and then I'm gonna go ahead in this pan, add a little olive oil, and I'm just gonna start pan frying them just to give them an extra little crunch and a little more fat because it's a pretty low fat recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that here, and I'll show you guys how that goes. You'll just want to move the toothpick slightly out of the way, that way you don't have them above the pan. Some of these are cute little babies, so that will be good. Alright, so we got our first batch done here. I like them pretty brown, so they turned out great. Some of them are a little sloppy, but that's what's gonna happen depending on the length of the lettuce. So I'm gonna let these cool down. I did go ahead and make a little sauce of soy sauce and some chili rooster sauce just for a little spice. So I'll go ahead and try that for you in a moment once it cools down. All right, so we are back, and you can hear the last batch sizzling behind me, but I do have a full plate right here. They look nice and crispy brown, just how I like. Now you can see some of them, you know, didn't work out too well. They fell out or the pieces are a little sloppy, but you know, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna really enjoy it. Now I did make my little soy sauce concoction here with some chili rooster sauce just because I like a little spice. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip the pot sticker in the sauce and I'll try it for you. I'm just gonna grab this little one. Nice little cute. And if you have small pieces of lettuce, you can always cut your meat to fit them, so that's very versatile. Very good. Doesn't really taste like cabbage or like any different than a pot sticker. Once you fry it, it gets pretty translucent and light. So I would definitely make this. It does take a little longer, but once you're doing all the steps, you can do them, you know, right after another, and you'll pretty much have some to taste immediately. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you later.